In this video, we're going to discuss what is an investment property. We're going to discuss the qualifications of an investment property, how to prepare and to buy an investment property, and also what's not considered an investment property. Sometimes people can invest their money into an investment or an investment property and don't receive anything back, don't receive any profit back. If that happens to you, please don't quit your day job. Stay with your 9-to-5 job and don't quit it. Get your good 401k and retire comfortably. But if you're interested in learning how an investment property works, tune in. What's up? Welcome to the Nehemiah Jeffrey Show. And in this show, we want to educate as many entrepreneurs as possible, and we want to learn how to invest for value. If you like this show, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button to get more content just like this. It's right below us. You will be able to receive weekly videos just like this. So let's get to it. Now, the topic of the day is, what is an investment property? An investment property is anything where you make some money. You make profit, okay? Well, technically, an investment property is real estate purchase to generate income. It means to earn a return on your investment, all right? So if you put out $1, you want to make 2 back. If you put out 5, you want to make 10 back. It does not matter the size or how small it is. So this can be done in 2 ways. You can generate income by rental income or by appreciation. Investment properties are typically purchased by a single person or a pair or a group of investors that all collectively put their money together to make an investment. Now, if you do not vet your partner before you make an investment, let's say you got one friend who's like, yeah, you know, I would like to invest my money with you. Let's make a deal happen. You do all this work, the day of the closing, your friend's like, my chest hurt. I got diarrhea. I can't send you the portion of my money. I'm so sorry. Complete waste of time. So please get those bank statements if you decide to partner with someone beforehand to at least know that they have the money. Bottom line. Moving along. Now, I'll give you an example of a house that I bought in New Jersey where I was able to do both. I had both rental income and the house appreciated, or not necessarily appreciated. Well, it actually did appreciate, but I was able to buy at a good price where it was below the market value at that time. So number one, I bought the house for $100,000. I put in $30,000 of renovation work. The house now is worth $240,000. That's not bad. You know, I made about $100,000 or so in profit. So that is the appreciation that I was able to gain by buying that house. Now, secondly, the rental income. The rental income I'm able to receive every month is $1,800. The mortgage amount that I have right now is $1,100. So I make a whopping profit of $700. Not bad. Now, I knew the amount of rent that I could get for a 3-bedroom house in this area before I even thought about buying over here. In my market research, this is what I was able to do. By the way, market research is by far a time saver, a life saver, and a money saver. So please do it. Moving along. Number 2. When people think about an investment property, what's not considered an investment property? What's not considered a money maker? Well, duh, if you're not making profit, if you're not making a return on your investment, it's not an investment property. So don't think going out there buying a house for you to live in is an investment property. Yeah, it may have some elements of an investment property or some elements of an investment. That is true, because let's say in an area where home prices go from $500,000 to $1 million, but you have done well. So in a way, it still is an investment property, but that's not the way in which that's not the initial intent of buying that property. Typically, people would buy a primary house to live in a house. So it means you would pay market value for that house. So in that area, if all homes are selling for $300,000, you would pay $300,000. You would go to a bank, put down 3.5%, and you would go the FHA route, or 5% or 10%, where you can put down a lesser amount than what's required for an investment property. So with that said, you already pay more down payment than an investment property. And lastly, most likely that home is only going to appreciate by 2 to 3% per year, which isn't bad. I mean, you can make 2 to 3% of your money. I mean, that's not bad for something where you're going to live in a house and you don't really have to worry about anything except that 2 to 3%. That's wonderful. Now, if you're living in a house, there's no way you're going to be able to achieve that rental income that you want, because you're using the money that you generate from your job to pay the mortgage every single month. So you already lost one of the primary aspects of investing for a home. Like I said before, the fact that a home will appreciate, that's fine. You will have that element naturally by buying it. And then lastly, you're not going to have the element of buying at a price below the market value. You're just not going to have it. You know, you're going to pay market value for the house, so you're not going to be able to buy it for $300,000, and then as soon as you get done rehabbing the house, it's worth $500,000. It's just not going to happen. So to wrap up that point there, that is not an investment property. That's a house you're going to buy to live in, bottom line. And then on top of all of that, just an investment by itself, if you're looking to invest in a house, you want to make profit coming back. Okay? Like I said at the beginning of this video, maybe I'm going off on a tangent here, but you must be able to make profit on any money you put out. You have to analyze that risk and say to yourself, okay, is this money, what are the chances of me getting this money back? Is it high? Is it very high? Or is it very low? And obviously, if it's very low, don't touch that investment with a 10-foot pole. Number 3, qualifications to invest in an investment property. Typically, when you're looking to invest in an investment property, the bank or the hard money lender will require that you put down more than 3.5%. They will require that you put down 15% or 20%, which is a significantly higher down payment than FHA or someone that's looking to buy a house in their own name. Typically, when you buy an investment property, you put the investment property in an LLC, a limited liability corporation, which will allow you to not get sued just in case the mortgage is not being paid, because let's say the tenants aren't paying their rent and you like, I can't afford it. So the banks will come for that house, not your personal assets. So that's that. Secondly, within this, you need to have money to cover any unexpected expenses that come up. So if it's plumbing, electrical, whatever it may be, you need to have money sitting on the sideline just in case these things come up, because the tenant don't have to pay their rent if these basic necessities aren't taken care of. Not saying that that's the right way to think about it. You just want to take care of these basic things just because you're a decent human being. And so in order to do so, you want to have that money to the side in case these expenses come up. Now, how much to have on the side varies, or it would depend on what type of investment house you have. If you have a 20-unit building, then obviously you got to calculate a certain budget for that. If you have a 1-unit building, if you have a 1-unit or 2-unit building, then obviously the amount is going to be lower. But you got to allocate, you got to figure out how much money to put to the side. Lastly, within this, you want to calculate your return on investment. Now, I'll dedicate an entirely different video for this because I don't think it makes sense to try to explain it verbally. I want to explain this by paper. It'll be easier for you to understand. But essentially, you want to have a high return on investment, meaning that you're going to make money. You're going to make profit. Okay? If you're not making profit, don't touch that investment with a 10-foot pole. Number 4. This is an important one. Do you have time to manage that property? Oftentimes, people can get very enthused with owning an investment property, but they don't necessarily have the time to manage it. If you do not have time to manage your investment property, then do not buy that property, because what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to do all the little requirements that are needed for that house, and then the tenant's going to be upset, and then they're going to most likely not want to pay you the rent or stall on paying you the rent, and then you're not going to be paid, then you won't be able to pay your portion of the mortgage, and then that investment goes down the tube. So, or you can hire a management company. Now this gets a little tricky because if you have a 1-unit or 2-unit building, it doesn't make sense or it won't pay to hire a management company to manage those smaller units. In my opinion, it's best to hire a management company for 6 units and above. If it's 6 units and above, you should put in there a management fee per month that's going to help you rent out those apartments. That's going to help you with any issues that come up with that apartment. I think that's the best way to do it. Grant Cardone talks about this all the time, and I totally agree with that. If you're going to have these 1 and 2 unit buildings, just know you're going to manage it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I think starting off, don't get me wrong, I think managing and owning these 1 or 2 units is a good experience to have. So when you get to your bigger deals, you'll know how to do it and what you're going to get yourself into. If you're going to manage the property yourself, the smaller unit, then you're going to have to read up on skills on how to manage the property. So most likely, you got to run background checks. You got to be able to know how to rent out apartments. You got to manage contractors if they're going to go in there and do work. So these are some of the things you just got to just read up on. I mean, you can definitely go to Google and figure out how to do these things. And that's very easy stuff. It just takes time. So if you have a 9 to 5, maybe it may not work for you. And on that note, until the next time, always remember, if it ain't making no money, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. It's not an investment. It's called a lost money. Look, if you want to lose money, please give me your money. I'll take it. Don't worry. Give me your money. I'll go out there and make an investment for you. Honestly, actually, that's the best way to really make an investment. You want to give your money to people who know what they're doing in that particular field, okay? Because they're experts at what they do. Just imagine if you're an expert in marketing and somebody gives you, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000 to market their business. You're like, I know what I'm doing. I can definitely add value to you because I know what I'm doing, and vice versa. You know, if you're not in real estate, but you're in marketing and you got some extra money laying around, give it to Morgan Stanley, give it to Fidelity, give it to Vanguard. They'll manage your money for you. The return may be lower, but hey, you know that these guys are experts in what they do. And that's how you really can, and that's how you become what they call, I like this term, a master delegator. You can become a master delegator by using other people's expertise to get what you want. I think that's the way to do it. So yeah, even though I'm joking around, but still, you wanna give me your money, I'll take it. But in any event, you all have a good day out there. Until the next time, we'll be back.